Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Stories from the Qur'an. Today we will be focusing on the Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. Sulaiman alayhi salam was the wise son of a wise father, Dawood alayhi salam. After Dawood alayhi salam, he became the prophet and the king. Allah loved him so much that he made him the greatest ruler of the world. He conquered Egypt. The prophecy of Musa alayhi salam was fulfilled. His kingdom spread as far as Ethiopia in Africa, to the southernmost tip of the Arab Peninsula, Yemen, to Syria in the north, and how far to the east we do not know. Sulaiman alayhi salam prayed to Allah, Allah, please grant me a kingdom, the like of which no one has seen before, nor will anyone ever see again. Allah granted his prayer. Allah gave him command over the jinns, both the good and the evil ones. He also gave him power over wind and water and fire and earth. They all obeyed his orders. Birds and animals were under his command. He could understand their language and talk to them. Sulaiman alayhi salam had a large army. There were men, jinns, and even birds with him. They used to move in ranks in an orderly manner. Once he decided to go out with the soldiers, but when he went to see the troops, he found that the hoopoe bird was missing. He was angry. He said, "If he comes without giving a good reason for his absence, I shall punish him or even execute him." When the bird came back, it said, "I went to visit countries which you have never seen. I wanted to see what the people do. I went to Sheba. There I found a great queen ruling. The people there have forgotten Allah. They worship the sun. The queen has a wonderful throne and she rules with full authority." Sulaiman alayhi salam said, "I shall see whether you are speaking the truth. Take this letter, drop it before her." When Bilqis, the queen of Sheba, got the letter, she called together her advisors, the chiefs of the country, and she asked them what she should do. They said, "We are strong. We should not bow down to Sulaiman." Bilqis was wise. She said, "War is a very bad thing. When soldiers come, then the chiefs are insulted. Society is upset and women are taken away. Instead of fighting, let us send a messenger with gifts." When Sulaiman alayhi salam received the gifts, he sent richer things back and sent Bilqis through the messenger an invitation to visit him. In the meantime, Sulaiman alayhi salam wanted to teach Bilqis a lesson. He asked his courtiers and followers, "Is there anyone who can bring Bilqis' throne here immediately?" And Ifrit said, "I can bring it before you leave this place." A wise saint said, "You will get it in the twinkling of an eye." And it was there even before the sentence was completed. This was done through the great spiritual power granted by Allah. Sulaiman alayhi salam said, "Will someone please change its color and some of the decorations on the throne so that I can test Bilqis?" This was also done. When Bilqis came, Sulaiman alayhi salam showed her the throne and asked whether this was her throne. She said, "My throne was almost like this." He then wanted to show her the wealth and greatness that Allah had given him. He requested her to enter his palace. The floor appeared to her to be a lake of water. She started raising her skirt until her legs could be seen. Sulaiman alayhi salam said to her, "Don't be afraid. It is not water. The floor is made of glass." She was overwhelmed with wonder. She bowed down to Allah and became a Muslim. Sulaiman alayhi salam then married her. Once Sulaiman alayhi salam was out with his soldiers. He came to a valley of ants. One of the ants called other ants and said, "Go underground. Take shelter. The Prophet Sulaiman is coming. You will get crushed under his feet." Sulaiman alayhi salam heard what the ant said and smiled. He praised Allah for all the power Allah had given him. Towards the end of his life, Sulaiman alayhi salam decided to build a huge place of worship. Jinns, good and evil, worked on it. They were not allowed to leave the work. Along with them worked the believers. He himself used to supervise. Allah had given him ability. He gave directions. Beautiful, huge arches were built. Huge blocks of stones were properly cut and shaped. Basins were made as large as reservoirs. Huge cauldrons were made and fixed in their places. One day he was standing, leaning on his stick, watching them all at work. Allah decided to take his life away. But at the same time, he wanted the work to be finished. So Allah kept him standing as if Sulaiman alayhi salam was awake and watching them. When the work was over, Allah ordered little earthworms to eat up the stick. After some time, the stick broke and the body of Sulaiman alayhi salam fell. Only then did the jinns know that he had died long ago. This was the most famous temple of Sulaiman alayhi salam, and the Jews used to turn towards this in order to pray.